Greetings and welcome to my dear Geminis out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. We'll go ahead and get started with a reading known as the Quantum Triangle reading. As far as I know, Mercury is doing just fine. There could be another retrograde season in July. I don't really know at this point. But I will look up and inform you if there is indeed some activity with Mercury. Saturn is in retrograde. The solar energy is in Cancer. The moon will be heavily activated. There's blockages in emotional content, restructuring in terms of Saturn in Aquarius. Big reform, big alterations, reshaping the paradigm, the timeline of the collective good. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to go ahead and get started with a reading known as the Quantum Triangle. The Quantum Triangle is a way of superimposing two triangle formations, triangulating past, future, and present moment. And in the present moment, there is a mode of ascension. Two cards each, so then there's an element of distortion. You could be working with somebody else in terms of creating a reality, and essentially what emerges is essentially a sense of empowerment, hopefully, for the energy of Gemini. And we're going to go ahead and get started now. We're working with the Pablo Picasso deck. It's 130 years old. The 10th owner was a lover of Picasso, and she cursed the deck. The curse is lifted now. All right, we get started. Now, in terms of ascension, good health is on the horizon. There is a need to surrender passivity, to go back and to understand the need of why someone ran away. I wonder if this is Gemini. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups in the past. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay, I'm seeing this now. Okay, we have Gemini moving into and contributing to the Six of Swords in the future, the Seven. There's a strong need to be fulfilled by the pull of gravity, to be grounded. Watch your footing, know where you're going, and know where you've come from. There's a part of you that really needs to project into the future, to seek out new perspectives, to come up with a sense of peace with others. I see here 3 people. And in this, there's the capacity to understand how you have all been contributing to the same thing when it comes to the manifestation of reality and collective thought. This also has to do with escapism, and then also further moving into the energy of Aquarius, looking to the future. Trying to understand through thoughts, through Mercury's energy, how to project, how to forward certain things, especially when it comes to friendship dynamics, okay? Some friends are going to be looking for retreat. They're going to go traveling. It could be you as a part of this. There's an undercurrent here of this Ace of Cups that moves from the past into the present. And that's through primarily the 6, which is the undercurrent of water in the sword sequence. I see a peaceful time in the future. The 7 of Swords in reverse, so the swords sequence cancels itself out. What you need to do is ground. That is your mode of ascension, to listen to Mother Nature, to find any sense of symbiosis with your environment, wherein symbols or natural phenomenon will help ground you, i.e. gravity, or anything that is physically sound for you, acupuncture, massages, anything that would have to sort of support your bone structure or your knees. And I'm not a medical astrologer, but what I'm seeing here is essentially the sword of truth being surrendered against the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords shows up twice. There's a silencing of the mind, a grounding of things. And as you do that, you can take the sword of truth and move on into the future. In the past, there's something about you offering a great deal to someone who is blocked, who is psychologically not able to break free from their own way of thinking. And it's interesting because it moves from the 8 to the 7 of swords and then back to the 6, 7, 8, 7, 6 of swords. Then the 7th in the reverse. What I see here is a sense of truth when it comes to what you've offered. And now turning in, reflecting, you can actually ascend in a certain way that will help to make you feel healthy, to help you feel connected with the flow of the earth, okay? It's important that you ground, and in fact, get on your horse and move on into different things, new projects. People who have similar ideas, similar mindsets when it comes to the search for peace, the search for perfection of thought, of communication. And there is a very fleety energy, meaning that your mind is going to be rapid firing into different dimensions, different places, different planes of existence. Which is a very auspicious thing. Now, the undercurrent is the 3 of Cups. You have to look to your friends to see what they have surrendered, what they have kept bare. There's a calling here of essentially being inspired and teaching others a very practical way of Mercury, the path of Mercury. When Mercury is in the 3rd house versus the 6th house, the difference is 3 houses. Look to your friends and look to the way you communicate with your friends. There is a sense that they look to you for wisdom, and you can support them on their path to idealizing a new future, a new way to do things. There's a sense here that you can do work in terms of the energy of light, if you so wish. Remember to be grounded as you do such a thing. Somebody in your past is unavailable. They're unavailable even if you have already offered them a sense of time or a sense of conviviality in some way. I need to figure out who this person is. Is this Gemini? No, it's somebody else. Is it someone who's trapped? They are trapped in their own psychological game. Did Gemini bring love to this? No, Gemini turned it around and turned that love within. This is a very auspicious thing because it helps them to ground and become fertile on the ground in which they make. And there is a sense here that you find it stabilizing, that you've had to walk a different path away from this person, and you're surrendering any sort of thought about it. There's a part of you that really is pushing forward to the future away, creating a new timeline. At the same time, it doesn't have to be so. There's also a possibility that you're very focused on the body exquisite, on the body design, on your ability to ground and root in a certain way so that you have the proper footing, you know where you've been, and essentially you can come into a sense of, I would call it mutual empowerment, shifting the emotional needs into more intellectual or communicative concepts. So look to the mind, look to the power of intellect to get you grounded and also to move you forward into futures that are collaborative in nature with people who have similar desires, okay? That's the best I can do. In terms of advice, 3 of Swords in reverse. There is a sense that you've already done the healing. 3 of Swords in reverse will not cut this person out. There's something about them that is inevitably trapped into a loop that is constantly reflective, it's damaging, it's self-damaging, it's limiting. So I think whatever is in the past should stay there. And that's the best I can do. All right, see ya.